Now on CoastTV News.
Another look at the property taxes in Delaware, what's changing and what it could mean for your tax bill. An agreement between Wacomico County and ICE could be just days away. What it means for immigration enforcement in our area.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is Wednesday, October 8th. I'm Grace Eckerly and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Starting off today by taking a live look into rainy Rehoboth. Now, this is the view from the Boardwalk Plaza Hotel, and Chris, it looks like we're kind of matching today. I don't know if it's the blue outside or maybe some Nittany blue.
Yeah, maybe they'll do a little better this weekend than last weekend. Am I right, Grace? I'll tell you what, we had some rain this morning. It was a kind of a soggy start to the day. We've seen as much as 73/10 of rainfall there in Rehoboth Beach, about a half an inch in Georgetown. Lighter totals there in Ocean City. Now, we are still seeing a lot of cloud cover across the area into Ocean View. We're still seeing a few residual showers across the area pushing off the coast. Most of the heavy rain has exited the coast, but you can see a few lingering showers, some spotty drizzle from the midshore down through Ocean City. But we are seeing drier air filter in back off to the west. Here's one of two cold fronts that are going to be pushing through here over the next 24 hours and giving us a big change in our weather as far as temperatures are concerned. Still mild out there at this hour. 72 in Lewis. We're at 71 in Georgetown. Seeing that wind flow out of the west-southwest anywhere between about 5 to 15 miles an hour. So skies will be clearing through the afternoon, but the winds are really going to be picking up out of the northwest, gusting as high as 20 to 25 miles an hour. And we'll have clear skies through the evening, and that's going to allow temperatures to fall into the 40s tonight. And then we're looking at highs tomorrow, generally in the low to mid 60s with sunny skies. And then all eyes turn to the weekend as we talk about a potential coastal storm that could bring a wide range of effects, rain, wind, as well as coastal flooding. We'll talk more about that in the full 7-day forecast. Grace.
Thanks, Chris. The second property reassessment hearing took place Tuesday at Legislative Hall, bringing in Kent and Sussex County leaders to explain their processes. And Kent, the first of Delaware's 3 counties to complete a reassessment, said communication and transparency are key. Sussex officials said they turned to Kent for guidance when it was their turn. Both counties say they reached out to Newcastle and received little response. Those lawmakers praising Kent for leading the way and Sussex for learning from them.
I really feel like Kent and Sussex County, I could say they went out of their way, but actually they were just doing their job and protecting their constituents, where I didn't feel like that in the first committee hearing we had last week.
The next hearing is scheduled for 2 weeks from now on October 21st, but officials say the date can be subject to change because of a pending lawsuit regarding legislative passed in August. Happening today in Lewis, leaders are set to talk about trees. According to the agenda, the Economic, Environment, and Resiliency Commission, there are all eyes on New Road Field. Tree Commissioner Marty Thompson is expected to discuss a presentation on possibly reforesting the area. Leaders will gather to discuss this and other topics this afternoon at 3 p.m. Delaware State Police say a Selbyville man is facing several felony drug charges after a police chase. Troopers say 27-year-old Raquan Johnson took off during a traffic stop just last week in Selbyville. The chase ended in Frankfort after police say Johnson crashed into another car and then ran off. Those investigators say that Johnson tossed a potato chip bag during the chase, and inside of it, they found cocaine, crack, and Xanax. The state of Delaware and ChristianaCare have reached an agreement that pursues and pauses a lawsuit over House Bill 350. Initially, that was the state's attempt to have some oversight over the budgets of the hospital. That's as part of an agreement with ChristianaCare that will submit employee claims data to the Delaware Information Network. Maryland is opening the nation's first state-run cannabis incubator for small and social businesses. The Maryland Cannabis Administration and the Maryland Economic Development Corporation say they're looking for underused commercial spaces to house the incubator. The facility will help microprocessors make products like edibles and vapes and give micro dispensaries secure storage, but no retail spaces will happen on site. Communities and property owners have until November 6th to apply. This is developing news now. We could see an agreement between Wacomico County and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. That's just in a matter of days. Now, the county council is deciding whether to hold a formal vote on the deal or to let it move forward without their input. County Executive Julie Giordano says that she is still in support of the plan and that the deal could get signed by the end of the week. Now, this is an agreement that's leading to some mixed opinions.
Well, to me, it's a prime example of how the citizens are not being listened to.
From what I have seen, and I have talked to the sheriff about this as well, we have gotten more of a positive outreach to us, more so than a negative.
If the Wacomico County Council puts a vote to this, a decision would not happen until their next meeting. That's on October 21st. A leadership change today at the Delaware office of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. Disability advocate and deaf interpreter Christiana Fiel is now the new head of office. Her appointment comes following the passage of House Bill 53. Now, that was signed into law by Governor Matt Meyer in July. It allows the office to distribute communication devices and to provide emergency information to residents who are deaf or hard of hearing. Coming up after the break on Coast TV News at midday, it's day 7 of the government shutdown. What's happening in D.C. and how it will affect us at home. We're now taking a live look into Washington, D.C. as the government shutdown continues, now entering its second week. President Trump is coming under pressure to address health care. New overnight, the Democrats insist that this will not be a deal to reopen the government unless Republicans negotiate over extending subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. As NBC's Alice Barr shows us, the president is floating the idea of not giving federal workers back pay when the government reopens.
More than a week into the federal government shutdown, real-world impacts are beginning to take hold, like this Georgia farmers market losing access to a now paused program that doubled SNAP food benefits for low-income families who rely on it.
Stretch their budgets to get more vegetables into their kids' diet.
While across the country, travelers starting to see delays pile up at a growing number of major airports because of staffing shortages. Air traffic controllers, already in short supply, have to work without pay in a shutdown, and some are calling out sick amid shutdown stress.
We've got houses, mortgages, car payments. They have to put food on the table. They're concerned they may not get a paycheck.
And while the controllers union is adamant there is no organized sick out.
Absolutely not.
A TSA local union president in Atlanta acknowledges some TSA agents had to work other jobs during the last extended shutdown.
Some of them did elect to do like Uber, DoorDash. Federal employees are feeling like pawns right now.
Hundreds of thousands more federal workers are home on furlough. And now President Trump is suggesting they might not receive back pay, despite a federal law that mandates it.
For the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
Democrats vowing to fight that move while holding firm that health care provisions have to be part of a deal to reopen the government. Outspoken conservative Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene now agreeing, saying that without extended Obamacare subsidies, her adult children's insurance premiums will double. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, the heaviest rain from this morning has come to an end as we take a live look into a gloomy Laurel 71. Still quite tropical feeling out there. And we're going to see showers and some drizzle over the next few hours, but the general trend is clearing skies and turning much breezier as cool, drier air filters in. Bonnie Fisher, Laurel, Delaware, you're the winner of our Coast TV Weather Umbrella. Coming up, we will talk about a potentially high impactful coastal storm over the weekend. Details coming up after the break. Well, the good news is we are going to be improving through the afternoon. The bad news is we may be dealing with a more significant coastal system over the weekend. I'll have more on that here in a bit, but a gloomy shot here at an ocean view. Still seeing some low clouds there. Some leftover drizzle, some light showers still rolling across the area. We're at 71. Still rather muggy out there because we're awaiting that cold front that's still back off to the west. And you can see the showers that are pushing through Sussex County and portions of Salisbury and Ocean City right now are on the light side. And you can see back off to the west, clearing skies through Maryland and central Pennsylvania, and that cloud deck is diving southward. So the trend is going to be to clear through the afternoon as cooler, drier air filters in. One of two fronts, this front back off to the Great Lakes, that's going to be pushing through tonight. And yes, you're going to feel that temperature change after some warm, muggy conditions over the last few days. You can see the temperature difference. We're in the 70s here on Delmarva, 60s across Harrisburg, and 50s across western Pennsylvania as that drier air marches towards the coast. We're at 71 in Bethany, 70 in Milton. Temperatures pretty uniform with the clouds and rain. Winds right now are gusting upwards of 20 in Georgetown, 23 Salisbury out of the southwest, but we're going to see more of a north to northwesterly wind kick in this afternoon. Coastal flood advisory, this kicks in tomorrow morning and runs through 3 o'clock. Persistent northeast winds are going to kick in tomorrow, and that will allow for some potential coastal flooding issues during high tide. We also have a small craft advisory up through 6 a.m. Friday, and then further to the south from Ocean City to Chicotee, that runs through 7 a.m. Friday. There's freeze watches up there across the Poconos, Allentown, and western portions of Maryland and West Virginia. It's getting close. We could see some patchy frost here inland early Friday morning. So skies are going to be clearing through the afternoon and evening, 61 by around 9. Those winds picking up as well. You could see the leftover showers exiting the coast. Skies clearing from west to east through the evening, and a chilly but blustery night ahead as temperatures fall into the upper 40s inland to 50s at the coast. And it's going to be a chilly day tomorrow. Lower 60s, that's all we're going to do with sunshine, but that wind is going to be out of the northeast, gusting upwards of 30, 35 miles an hour into the overnight. And then as we go into the day on Thursday, still some gusts 20, 25, especially at the coast. Now early Friday morning, if we get those winds to subside a bit, skies are going to be clear. We could get some frost, especially inland areas could start out in the upper 30s, but that high is going to be key over the weekend. How does it interact with this area of low pressure developing off the Carolinas? Right now, we could be dealing with potentially rain, wind, gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Coastal flooding issues as well as beach erosion. So we're going to have to continue to fine tune this forecast, but we could be dealing with a high impactful weather event as we go Sunday into early next week. Tropical Storm Jerry, not all that impressive at this hour, but getting close to hurricane strength, and this will be curving out to sea as we go into the weekend and early next week. 68 Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, and all eyes are on that potential coastal storm Sunday through Tuesday of next week, with temperatures hovering in the low to mid 60s. Grace.
Thanks, Chris. And coming up tonight on DSN at 5:30, it is live Bayside Conference Field Hockey when Pocomoke hosts Easton. Then catch the final score at 10:30 along with that field hockey game. Here's what's coming up today on DSN Plus. At 5:30, Decatur travels to Easton in boys soccer. Bennett faces Decatur in field hockey, and Concord battles Brandywine in girls volleyball. Then at 6, more girls volleyball when Delmarva Christian hosts Archmere.
If you're having a good Wednesday so far here along coastal Delmarva, we also hope that you join us today at 4 for some more Coast Life, because here's what's coming your way. We know that every kid deserves to start the school year off and have clean new clothes accessible to them. We're going to highlight the community that is making that happen. We're also going to be talking about mental health, especially as we get ready for the holiday season, which will be here before you know it. It's important to know that you've got some resources. And maybe you've been looking around your home, you want a new fireplace set up, you want a new grill. Well, there's an open house coming your way that you want to make sure you get to and explore. All of that is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
It's homecoming week at Delaware State University, and the school is celebrating what it says is a record-breaking enrollment numbers. Delaware State University projecting its 4th record-breaking enrollment year in the last 5 years, reaching one of the highest student counts in its 134-year history. Now, more than 6,600 students are now enrolled, a jump of more than 2% from just last year. And since 2020, the university says enrollment enrollment has grown by over 30%. In Maryland, harvest season is underway and drivers are reminded to share the road with large farm equipment. With over 12,000 farms in the state, slow-moving machines are common on those rural roads, especially through November. The State Highway Administration says that it's important to use extra caution as the days are getting shorter and the farmers are harvesting. Now, between 2020 and 2024, more than 235 crashes happened involving farm equipment. We'll be right back after the break. In the works today, getting traffic out of downtown Millsboro. On your screen right now is a look at the new Millsboro Bypass in full swing. Happening today, Millsboro leaders will hear updates on data DelDOT has compiled since the opening of the bypass. Now, the road has been open for a little over a week. But that's not all. Millsboro's DelDOT committee says they'll also speak about the agency and a traffic signal at Plantation Lakes. That'll slow down speed limits on Route 24 and add a new four-way stop at the Delaware Avenue and Route 24, plus so much more. That's today at 10:30 at the Millsboro Town Hall, and we'll let you know how that went.
Well, the last of the showers are beginning to exit the coast. Skies are going to be gradually clearing through the afternoon, and it's going to turn quite breezy as this cold front pushes through. We're going to see cool, drier air filter into the region. You get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert Weather phone, and your 10-day forecast shows much cooler temperatures by Thursday, mostly sunny, 64. Some of us starting the day Friday in the upper 30s. Then all eyes point to a potential coastal storm over the weekend, Sunday through Tuesday. It's all about how intense this storm is and how far north it tracks, but we'll continue to fine-tune the forecast through the week. Grace.
Thanks for joining us here on Coast TV News Midday. And if you'd like more local news and weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us right back here for Coast TV News at 5 just later this afternoon. Until then, have a great day.